do here?
You know what? This is just like a breath of fresh air. I'm not kidding. I think it's been day 5, day 6. I don't even know what day it is, to be honest. But it's just everyone's in it for the right reason. Everyone's in it. You have great energy. You have great people. And at the end of the day, everyone's putting aside their agendas and doing what's best for the team. And let me tell you, it is refreshing and everyone's excited to be here.
You know what? This feels like a breath of fresh air. I'm serious. I think we're on day 5 or 6. I've honestly lost track. But what stands out is that everyone here is locked in for the right reasons.
She needs an enforcer. She needs a brute that will wreck people if they wreck her.
There's amazing energy and great people all around. At the end of the day, personal agendas are being put aside for the good of the team. And let me tell you, that's rare and refreshing. Everyone is genuinely excited to be here. Remember when Angel Reese and Kennedy Carter thought they could rough up Caitlin Clark without facing consequences? When defenders took cheap shots at the rookie and the refs let it slide?
Sometimes you need one of those players on your team. You need one of those enforcers. Every good player, by the way. Every good player, every good team that is a super duper star. Most of the time have enforcer type players.
That chapter just came to a dramatic close. Caitlin needed someone to have her back, an enforcer who would hit back if she was hit. Enter Sophie Cunningham, who just walked into the Indiana Fever's training camp with a message loud enough to echo across the league. The veteran sharpshooter with a black belt in Taekwondo isn't just joining the roster, she's here to protect the WNBA's most targeted player. In this video, we'll dive into Sophie's camp performance, what she's been saying in interviews, and why she might be the Fever's new secret weapon against all the haters.
There's a hot topic going on right now. Caitlin Clark says she got cheap shotted against the sky. I mean, throughout the season, she's been getting beat up. Hard screens, elbows, knocked down.
If you're hyped, drop a CC and Sophie in the comments. Let's go. Every great team has one. That enforcer, that tough player who sets the tone. Superstars almost always have someone who has their back.
What made matters worse? The officials consistently failed to provide adequate protection. Refs repeatedly swallowed their whistles on plays that would have earned immediate calls for other players.
When Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA with unprecedented hype, the buzz quickly turned into something darker. As the games progressed, a troubling trend began to unfold, and it left fans and analysts shocked. The stats paint a disturbing picture. An incredible 17% of all flagrant fouls in the WNBA last season were committed against one player, Caitlin Clark. Let that sink in. One rookie in a league full of elite athletes became the target of nearly 1/5 of the league's most dangerous fouls. That's not random. It was deliberate. Right now, everyone's talking about Caitlin Clark taking a cheap shot against the sky. But honestly, this has been happening all season.
She needs an enforcer, and if it ain't gonna be me, Michelle Rappaport, like, where is Charlize Oakley? Doesn't her team have like a Zavaria McDaniels or a Rakisha Mahorn? She needs like a goon on her team, because when your star player that's bringing so much money, so much attention to the league, and it's a collective, it's a bunch of them, it's been brewing.
She's been hit with hard screens, elbows, shoved to the floor. Over and over, it became obvious. Opponents weren't just playing tough, they were targeting Clark, deliberately crossing the line into dangerous territory. What should have been a celebration of her talent turned into a nightly grind of pain and punishment. And the worst offenders? They became obvious to anyone watching. Angel. Reese made herself Clark's most visible rival.
I think that's what they were doing in the offseason. They were trying to get winners, people who know how to compete, people who want to win, and put that together with experience, people who have championships. And so when you have that type of combination, and us kind of young bucks, I'm kind of a tweener, and then you have the vets, you know, you're just trying to be a sponge, you're trying to learn, you're trying to be good now, but at the end of the day, you're trying to be the best when it's preseason, right? And so that's why you have those vets, is so you can learn from them. They've been around the game for a really long time, and that's kind of the refreshing part about being on this team, is that everybody wants to learn, and so everyone's dialed in.
Combining aggressive defense with relentless trash talk, clearly aiming to throw Clark off her game. But Kennedy Carter took it even further. Her blatant shoulder check during a fast break went instantly viral. These weren't just hard plays. These were messages. What made it even worse? The officials failed her. Time and again, they swallowed.
I do think that everyone knows that we have something special here. I think a lot of teams have a lot of teams that are special, a lot of rosters that are special, but can you put it together? Can you put aside your agendas? Can you come into work every single day when you're tired, when you're sore, and still get something done and stack the days? And that's what we're doing. Today was tough, you know what I mean? Like, we've been going for a long time. They haven't been, this is not an easy training camp, I'll tell you that, but I think we're gonna be better for it, and I think if you ask anyone, everyone kind of just feels that night.
Their whistles on plays that would have been called in any other context. So, Clark had to navigate through a battlefield while also trying to lead a young, inexperienced Fever squad. People talk about growing the women's game, and then they let this stuff happen. It looked more like a junior high school grudge match than a professional league.
I'm on year 7, and I did not believe people when they're like, hey, when you get old, you're gonna know. Boy, I think I'm starting to get old, and I hate saying that. But no, it's just, we play fast, right? We're gonna be quick. We're a run and gun, we're a shooting team. But with that, you gotta get your cardio up. With that, you have to play fast, but play smart. And so there's a fine line between that, and we're all trying to get that. There's a lot of people here, a lot of different rotations. A lot of people that you haven't played with before, so you have to know where they want the ball, when they want it, their rhythm, their style of play. And so a lot of people are learning, but it's fun, right? Everyone's excited to be here. Everyone's working hard. We've had 3 really, really good days.
Still, Clark kept her cool. She never used the media to complain about refs or opponents. She just kept playing, head down, pushing through. That's maturity beyond her years. But the wear was visible. You could see it in her body language, her game, and her hesitation. The Fever's front office saw it too. They weren't going to let this continue. They weren't just trying to improve the roster.
What's that chemistry building process been like, especially off the court, since you guys are all now in market?
You know, I don't even want to sound like this, but it's been easy. It's been easy because you have really, really great people here that want to be a part of something special. And so they're not only phenomenal athletes, but they're phenomenal people. They're out in the community. They do what's right. I don't know, we're just good stewards. And so when you're around those types of people, it's refreshing. And when I say this, I'm truly happy to be here because it hasn't been like this for my career in a really long time.
They were strategically building a team that would protect Caitlin Clark. She needed an enforcer. And if not me, who? Where's her Charles Oakley? Where's her Mayhorn? You need someone like that when your star is pulling in so much attention, money, and pressure. It's not just about one player.
Anytime you play with the GOAT of our team, or the GOAT of our game, you're gonna learn a lot. You know, you have to be ready for the ball, head on a swivel at all times. And the way that she throws the ball is a lot how DT threw it. I think this is just the younger version of her, so she has a little bit more energy, a little bit more spunk. I miss DT in her prime, but doesn't mean she wasn't great when I played with her. But honestly, at the end of the day, everybody can shoot, right? If you're cutting and you're open, you're going to get the ball. And so you just have to be ready for that. And I'm excited for that. And I think you'll see 1 through 5 is interchangeable.
It's about the league. This wasn't only about winning more games. It was a statement to the WNBA. If you target Clark, there will now be immediate consequences. This team isn't just building, they're fortifying. But the big question was, who would lead that charge? They needed a player with skill, experience, and the toughness to lay down the law.
I'm so grateful and blessed to have my time out in Phoenix. I met a lot of cool people. I had a lot of great teammates. I learned a lot, had a lot of great times, but just a new era for me, right? A new system, a new type of energy. And so, of course, I'm excited for it. I'm happy to be close to my family. I'm excited to have my teammates. So I'm starting to even get close with now, and I think we're going to be a lot of friends. And so, I don't know, it's a new vibe, and I'm happy.
And they found her in Sophie Cunningham, a 6'1", warrior with a taekwondo background and a fearless mindset. Caitlin Clark was taking hit after hit. They needed someone who wouldn't just play the game, but enforce respect. And that's Sophie. Her 37.8% career three-point shooting is impressive, but it's not what makes her invaluable. It's the mindset, the fire, the attitude. Sophie said it herself during media day. I'm here to make sure nobody takes cheap shots at our players. That stops now. In a league full of PR scripted answers,
that was the best one I've ever seen. Woo! Yeah!
That statement hit like thunder. She wasn't playing. What's refreshing about this squad is that it's a mix of winners, veterans, and hungry young players. Sophie calls herself a tweener, learning from the vets while bringing energy of her own. And you can feel it. Everyone's dialed in, everyone's here to grow. As she stepped up to the mic for her first Fever interview,
she sees the Indiana Fever putting Sophie back in that 3 position, so she sees her having like more of a breakout season than she'd had at the Mercury, having to play a position that wasn't exactly natural to her. But watching the footage, it's kind of crazy because I see Sophie Cunningham now as being able to play the 1, the 2, the 3, and, you know, with her experience over at Mercury, the 4. Sophie Cunningham at the 1 as the point guard, you're crazy, you say. But
fans expected cliché talk about new beginnings. Instead, Sophie sent a message. No more free hits on Caitlin Clark. And what makes her perfect for the role? It's not just strength, it's discipline. Her Taekwondo background shows up in how she plays. Controlled aggression, smart positioning.
So we have Sophie with the ball. She's running it up the court. She's directing traffic. Nice pass over to, what is that, Jalen? And look at that pass over to Lexi, cross-court pass. And you know, she seems to have evolved as a leader, like talking to everybody in the huddle.
And run. Like, make them run. Like, we need to be quicker than that.
Okay. And it looks like they were just kind of testing out Sophie as a point guard.
Never afraid to mix it up. She joked about getting older in year 7, but she's still moving fast. The Fever are going to be a run-and-gun team, and she's leading that charge. With so many new teammates and different styles, everyone's adjusting. But Sophie's been putting in work.
I could see Sophie just coming in for a few minutes a game and, you know, giving Caitlin Clark a rest or anybody else a rest, starting at the 1, migrating over to the 2, whatever. She seems to be able to do it, and she isn't looking bad while doing it. She's confident. She's hitting her targets cross court, and there is more footage showing her spotting up so she can still go over to the 2, to the 3, to the 4 even, spot up at the wing and knock down.
Learning her teammates' rhythms, their spacing, their timing. Her leadership is visible, and it's vocal. She's pointing out screens, calling out switches, constantly communicating. It's like she's coaching while playing. That's how you build a defense you can trust. And this isn't just about basketball IQ, it's about relationships. Sophie talked about how important it is to build off-court chemistry. You have to know and love each other off the court, she said. That trust becomes second nature on the floor. That's what she's cultivating. Not just protection for Clark, but unity. And when asked directly about how Clark was treated as a rookie, Sophie didn't hesitate. That's not basketball, she said.
It's going to be Caitlin Clark flash show, Caitlin Clark flash show. So it's going to be phenomenal playing with a point guard, like you said, that have a good vision on the court, because that's like as soon as she get the ball in her hand, she's throwing it up because she already see the person down the court before she even get the ball in her hand. So that's one thing I love about her vision on the court. I really can't wait to catch all those passes and give her all the assists that she needs.
That's not happening on my watch. She's seen this kind of pressure before. Having played with legends like DeWanna Taurasi and Brittany Griner, Sophie knows what it's like to be in the spotlight. She's using that experience to shield her teammates from distractions. She's also grateful for the chance to be closer to family, to start fresh, and to build something special in Indiana. And let's not forget, her skill set adds more than just muscle. That three-point shooting. It keeps defenses honest and gives Clark more room to operate. And the best part, her ability to anticipate danger before it happens. Coaches are noticing her impact on defense more than anything else. She's creating an early warning system on the court that allows Clark to stay locked in. Watch practice footage and you'll see it. She's calling out screens before they happen, pointing out cutters, leading by example. She's transforming Indiana's defense in real time. This chemistry, it's real. Between drills, she and Clark are always talking strategy. They've built trust fast, and that translates when the game's on the line. And Cunningham's versatility, huge. She can run point, play the 2, 3, even the 4. That flexibility opens up so many options for Indiana's rotations. You'll see her directing traffic, making cross-court passes, pulling up for threes, and doing it all with confidence. She's stepping into a leadership role, but the impact goes beyond Sophie. The whole Fever team is adopting this protect our own mentality. It's not just one enforcer, it's a culture. Even if Sophie only plays a few minutes, she's setting a tone that's being picked up by the entire squad. This team isn't just tough. They're versatile, connected, and dangerous. And the Fever front office? They've nailed it. They brought in Natasha Howard, 3 championship rings, Defensive Player of the Year. She's shifting the team's entire identity. 1. Brianna Turner, lockdown defender, no fly zone in the paint. DeWanna Bonner, veteran leadership, off the charts IQ. She's already mentoring the younger players. This group didn't need months to gel. They clicked instantly. Clark is hitting shooters. The offense looks sharp. The ball is flying. The energy? Unmistakable. Focus too much on Clark? Cunningham, Howard, or Bonner will torch you. And don't forget Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Lexi Hall. There's no winning formula for stopping this team anymore. The Fever compressed a full rebuild into one offseason. They're not waiting for the future. They're here right now. This is a new era. When the 2025 season tips off, the Indiana Fever won't just look different. They'll be unrecognizable. They've built a team that demands greatness, but also one that genuinely has fun doing it. Sophie and Caitlin, they're like those 2 best friends who talk too much in class, and the internet is already loving it. This isn't just about protecting a star. It's about transforming the entire WNBA. If you're fired up, comment CC and Sophie below. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next one. Catch the next video on the screen now.